those who have been with us for many years have since gone back to their regular shifts. And I'm back. And today it is party happening everywhere around this building. Colleagues of mine are out there enjoying their thing. And happy 18th. So we'll be telling that story a little later. But in addition to that, let's get into the headlines. I need to get out of here very quickly to go break a leg.
Mwanga Chivumbi rearrested hours after he acquired temporary freedom.
Our police officer tried to stop the train.
A teacher dies in the bus train crash that left several students injured.
The barrier can only work if motorists also behave.
Over 700 nationals arrested on suspicion of criminal activity. Court dismisses bail applications filed by NUP supporters including Waiso Mufumbiro. Minister of Finance releases 23 trillion shillings for the first quarter expenditure
to finance our growth drivers effectively.
What percentage is this of the national budget? And the good news is
that it's not just a ritual for us to sing the national anthem.
Government launches Sauti ya Uganda competition to promote the national anthem.
It is an important tool that unites all of us.
This is NBS Live at 9 with Samson Kasumba.
How many of you actually think that I should go put my voice into that competition? If you think so, let me know. If many of you think so, I'll go get a go. But let's get into the news. Barely a day after he was granted bail, NUP Vice President for Buganda, Mwanga Chivumbi, has been rearrested by men in uniform for yet to be known reasons. Chivumbi was arrested from Mpigi, where security operatives staged a roadblock. After the arrest, Chivumbi was whisked away in a drawn car by black hooded men.
At about 3:30 p.m., Muhammad Mwanga Chivumbi left his home that was filled by many of his supporters who turned up since yesterday night to welcome him from the prison where he had spent 5 months facing terrorism-related charges. The journey seemed to be smooth and jolly, with Chivumbi making stopovers at various trading centers and market stalls where his supporters greeted him with hugs and excitement. But things changed at Mpigi town, where police, alongside other security operatives, had staged a roadblock unknown to Chivumbi. Upon reaching here, Chivumbi's car was blocked in the middle of the road and the driver asked to branch off to the nearby Mpigi police station. No sooner had the driver started moving off the road that the men dressed in UPDF uniforms, hooded and carrying machine guns, came from different directions and surrounded his car. Chivumbi was forced to open his car door and immediately grabbed by the short collar and forced to enter into a drawn car that was stationed nearby. The efforts to follow up the drawn car yielded no results after men in uniform blocked us from following the car. Chivumbi was on Thursday 9th granted a 10 million shillings court bail by the International Crimes Division of the High Court after meeting the bail conditions. Chivumbi had spent 5 months on remand after he was arrested in January on terrorism-related charges.
More than 700 foreign nationals, the majority of them Chinese, have been arrested during a major security operation in Garuga, Katabi Town Council in Wachiso District over suspected involvement in cybercrime, online fraud and illegal call center operations. The suspects did not possess valid immigration documents authorizing them to live or work in Uganda with passports from China, Vietnam and Cambodia among the documents that were recovered.
The operation, led by the officers from the Criminal Investigations Directorate, together with other security agencies, targeted Katomi County Resort, a property of the former Vice President, Professor Gilbert Bukenya, and Garuga County Resort, where the suspects are believed to have been living and operating from. Security sources say many of the suspects had stayed at the premises for more than 3 months. These did not possess valid immigration documents authorizing them to live or work in Uganda with passports from China and Cambodia among the documents recovered before they were driven off the premises. During the operation, investigators seized hundreds of computers, mobile phones, servers, storage devices, and other sophisticated digital equipment now undergoing forensic examination. Investigators suspect the equipment was being used to facilitate online scams, fraudulent call center operations, and other cyber-enabled crimes targeting victims both within Uganda and outside the country. Residents and sources familiar with the investigation say the suspects operated largely from computers, while others conducted their activities using mobile phones. Authorities are also investigating reports that many Ugandans may have lost money through the alleged fraudulent schemes. Investigations are ongoing, and by the time of filing this report, security agencies from police and immigration had not yet responded to us, neither released an official statement detailing the full scope of the operation.
Very interesting, 700 of them there. Now, a teacher, unfortunately, was killed and several students injured Friday morning after a passenger train collided with a bus carrying Mwebaza High School students on a study trip to Jinja at the Namumira railway crossing in Mukono municipality. The crash happened at about 6 a.m. as the Friendship Company bus carrying more than 70 students attempted to cross the railway line. The bus was struck by a passenger train traveling from Mukono to Kampala, causing it to overturn.
One person was confirmed dead, while more than 70 students of Mwebaza High School, Kachikiro, sustained injuries after a bus belonging to Friendship Company collided with a train in Mukono municipality. The students were traveling to Jinja for a field trip. The accident occurred at 6 a.m. on Katasi Road in Namumira village, Mukono municipality. The bus, registration number UAU 123Q, was traveling from Kampala to Jinja.
One people's life has been claimed. We have tried to rescue many of the students, and they have failed in hospitals around Mukono.
Emergency responders rushed to the scene while critically injured students were transported to Mukono General Hospital for treatment. Preliminary findings indicate that the bus driver failed to comply with traffic instructions at railway crossing. Eyewitnesses say the train reportedly sounded its horn to warn approaching motorists, but the bus driver failed to stop before entering the railway crossing.
Time has changed. If we are going to stay and stick on those rules where we are saying that it has the right of way, and we are looking at buses which are taking off at a very high speed, I think we have to come together and devise standard means of saving people's lives.
The Uganda Railway spokesperson, John Lennon Sengendo, said preliminary findings indicate that the bus driver ignored warnings from railway personnel and attempted to cross the tracks despite the approaching train.
Our police officer belonging to the Uganda Railway Police tried to stop the train, the bus as the train was coming in, but the driver decided not to stop, and this very unfortunate incident happened.
Sengendo said Uganda Railways is implementing a program to install automated barriers at railway crossings in densely populated areas, but stressed that infrastructure improvements must be matched by responsible road user behavior to prevent similar accidents.
The barrier can only work, if motorists also behave.
Police spokesperson Rachel Kawala confirmed the incident, saying police responded to the scene, rescued the injured, and have launched investigations into the cause of the crash.
We have secured the scene and commenced investigations to establish the exact cause and circumstances surrounding the crash.
The injured students were rushed to various health facilities, with the critically injured receiving treatment at Mulago National Referral Hospital.
To be honest with you, that story has me gutted, like extremely gutted and gnashing teeth. I've got to compose myself because I'm raging with anger. Let's just get into the opinion poll question. Following the school bus train accident involving students in Mukono, how can schools best ensure the safety of school children during trips? That's a question there. I will never understand why the bus driver was warned and he refused to stop. I will never understand that. Kawempe Chief Magistrates Court has dismissed a review of bail applications filed by National Unity Platform supporters Waiswa Mufumbiro and 22 others. The court ruled that the releasing of the accused persons pending trial could allow them to interfere with prosecution witnesses. The accused persons have since instructed their lawyers, led by Sam Wizi, to appeal the court's decision.
Waiswa Mufumbiro, Sabufu Edward, also known as Eddie Mutwe, and other accused persons arrived at court premises while chanting NUP slogans. The accused persons were joined by supporters and relatives who had gathered at the court premises to follow the proceedings. The Chief Magistrate, Kawempe Chief Magistrates Court, Doreen Ainembabazi, later walked into court to deliver her ruling on the review of the bail applications. In her ruling, the Chief Magistrate dismissed the application, saying the court was not convinced that the accused persons would not interfere with prosecution witnesses if released. The defense had argued that the accused persons had spent more than 60 days in detention without trial, and that the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda provides for mandatory bail after such period. Immediately after the ruling was delivered, the accused persons instructed their lawyers to challenge the decision before a higher court.
On fundamental grounds, one, that the Chief Magistrate has also misdirected herself on the law, on mandatory bail, for example, and Article 28.
Meanwhile, the prosecution informed the court that some of the 23 accused persons had already entered into plea bargain arrangements. The defense lawyers objected to the submission, arguing that there was no such official plea bargain application before court.
So we objected because it's not part of the file for bail, but secondly, we are not aware of the same. And as rightly advised by the trial chief magistrate who was delivering the ruling, those are administrative matters that will be followed up by the respective persons who want to plea bargain.
The prosecution alleges that Waiswa Mufumbiro and the 22 others held unlawful drilling. The accused persons deny the allegations and remain in remand pending court proceedings.
It is that story of the 18 years of NBS, and it is a story of NBS Television that has been shaped by a generation of journalists, producers, presenters, and behind-the-scenes teams whose contributions have helped build one of Uganda's, one of East Africa, one of Africa, one of the world's leading media brands. The station marked 18 years. Former employees returned to Next Media Park to celebrate this momentous milestone, reflecting on the journey that has defined the broadcaster's growth.
It was a reunion of familiar faces and shared memories as former NBS transformers joined current staff, partners, board members and stakeholders in celebrating 18 years of NBS Television. The event at Next Media Park highlighted nearly 2 decades of innovation, resilience and a commitment to informing, educating and entertaining Ugandans.
These people contributed to what we see today. Joe worked with us for more than 14 years. Out of the 18, Joe worked with us for 14 years. And working at Next Media for 14 years is like 50 years of your work time, because you work 24 hours. So I want to appreciate these ladies and gentlemen for the work well done, and we do appreciate you. And for the anchors and other on-air talent like Alan and Umuyai Ganja, thank you for putting in time this week. This week alone, Chairman, we reached over 60 million in terms of exposure and reach online because of these people.
Group CEO Kin Karisa noted that the station's success is a collective achievement, crediting past and present employees for laying the foundation that has transformed NBS into a household name. He said the return of former team members reflects the enduring culture and relationships built over the years, with many continuing to champion the organization's vision even after moving on to new opportunities.
The next 5 years are going to be phenomenal as we conquer Africa. The plan is we want to build strongest brands in radio, in television, in streaming, and digital.
Beyond celebrating the past, the anniversary also looked to the future, reaffirming Next Media's commitment to innovation, digital transformation, and storytelling that puts audiences first.
To appreciate as a board the EXCO team. The EXCO team, we push you so hard at times. But because the results are visible, they are not our results, they are your results. And because you don't work alone, you work as a big family of brilliant minds, committed hands, and loving hearts. People are so passionate. I've never been to an organization where passion drives. There is nobody who says there is lack of this. It is about the vision, the passion to succeed. At every event, we actually come out emerging victorious. I congratulate you.
The celebration served as a reminder that while individuals may move on, their contributions remain woven into the fabric of the NBS story. 18 years on, NBS says its greatest strength remains its people, those who built the brand, those driving it today, and those who continue to believe in its vision for the future.
Some of you remember that sign-out piece by Amina Nabukenya in a national park, supposedly running away from a buffalo. I think for me that's one of the best moments of journalism that you will ever see. Congratulations to NBS. Now, away from that, the Minister for East African Community Affairs and Deputy Prime Minister, it is Rebecca Litwara Kadaga, that has called on Ugandan legislators to use the country's chairmanship of the East African Treaty to push for the longer-awaited political freedom of the region. She was speaking as there was a closure for the East African Community Week at Parliament. Kadaga proposed that the 4 member states ready to proceed should begin the federation process as the others finalize their preparations.
The East African Community Parliamentary Week has closed with the first Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for East African Community Affairs, Rebecca Alitwara Kadaga, urging Ugandan legislators to aggressively agitate for the East African Community Monetary Union.
We have been saying we must reach convergence, but we are 8 countries. We cannot reach convergence at the same time. But under the treaty, a few countries can make a start. Yeah. So using the principle of variable geometry, we can issue a common currency to run alongside our national currencies until such a time as we roll out.
On political federation, Kadaga said it is time Uganda leverages its chairmanship of the East African Community Treaty under President Museveni to advance integration. She proposed that the 4 member states ready to proceed should begin the process as the others finalize their preparations.
In fact, we agreed at the last summit in March that those who are ready should move. So I think let's drive towards that and make sure that we make a start. The rest will join us. Because if nobody moves, then nobody will move. So I want to honor members to agitate seriously, even if it is weekly.
The call was backed by the Minister for Internal Affairs and Chairperson of the Parliamentary Forum on the East African Community, Professor Ephraim Kamuntu.
Chairing the community is not only an honor, it is a responsibility to leave a lasting legacy. As a country, let us seize this opportunity and launch an initiative that speaks directly to the people of East Africa.
Kadaga also addressed the challenge of delayed payment of subscriptions by member states. She revealed that the Council of Ministers and the Summit at the Heads of State has agreed on a new model where contributions to the treaty will be based on the strength of each member state's economy, replacing the current uniform subscription.
Contributions, of course, there are those who don't pay, but we have said those who have arrears will forgive 50%, and then the 50% will be paid within 2 years. But the formula now is that we have 50% equal contribution of the 7 million, and then the other 50 depends on your GDP. So a rich country like Kenya will pay more, a poorer country will pay less, but each of us proportionally make a contribution. So that one is taking effect from June this year.
At the same event, Kadaga launched the East African Community Marathon, which will be held in Uganda alongside the East African Community Summit in August this year.
Feedback brought to you by. In business, you need advice, solutions, and sector expertise when it matters.
Your new office space looks great. What's next?
We get it. Absa Business Banking.
Let's get into feedback, shall we? Then off to the whiteboard, shall we? I'm the teacher here. Following the school bus train accident involving students in Mukono, how can schools best ensure the security of school children during trips? This story has me gutted. But let's read this. To ensure student safety during school bus trips, school administrations must enforce strict transport protocols, vet drivers rigorously. That's a big one. Utilize active chaperones, install GPS tracking systems to monitor the vehicle's speed and route, and avoid night and high-risk travel windows. Customers, thank you very much. I'm Tuhere. Schools should ensure roadworthy buses, trained drivers, especially regular vehicle inspections, strict transport safety compliance, and proper route risk assessments to protect learners during every trip. I agree. Schools should ensure roadworthy buses, trained drivers, regular vehicle inspections, strict transport safety compliance, and proper route risk assessments to protect learners during every trip. Thank you a bunch. Thank you a bunch. Right.
More to come. Brought to you by
Global Paint! How? For the seating. For us, we use Global Mat.
Global Paint, a reliable product.
Very interesting. We are coming back, and when we come back, we have a very big story. Those are the pictures of the story. There are things I don't want to let the cat out of the bag on, but that's you can tell that's that's a very huge story. We are definitely coming back to when we return from this very break. And here is the deal. Until such a day when somebody drives recklessly, like happened, and an investigation leads into a prosecution, and that person is tried for murder and convicted, and they face the penalty for killing people, this is going to happen because there is absolutely no reason to defend somebody who was stopped, refused to stop, and the person is dead. Somebody should explain to me why that man doesn't end up in a court being tried, not for reckless driving, but for murder.
Uganda's economic future is being shaped now. Get the insights, connections, and policy perspectives you need to stay ahead. Join leading professionals, business leaders, and policymakers at the 14th CPA Economic Forum under the theme, Powering Uganda's $500 billion Future. Join us from the 15th to the 17th of July, 2026 at the Imperial Resort Beach Hotel, Entebbe, or attend online. Register now at www.icpau.co.ug. The 14th CPA Economic Forum. Be a part of the conversation shaping Uganda's future.
How do you make a party? You take time to prepare, to bring all the pieces together, to craft it right. The result, great refreshment. And that makes it time well spent. Club, brewed longer for longer refreshment.
The problem is the foundation.
You know the kind of cement I'm using in this foundation? I guarantee you even my grandchildren will come and find this house.
You buy your buy today and get the job done. Strong, reliable, available at hardware shops countrywide.
Hello, Mr. Mkasa.
Hello, how are you?
I'm okay, sir. Are you the broker?
The original one.
I was told you have very good rentals.
That is right. How many bedrooms do you want?
I want 3 bedrooms.
Okay, did I tell you of the price?
Yes, of course. 500,000.
No. This side, the salary went a bit high.
Why?
Because the paint we use is of good quality. So the place gained the value.
Which paint?
Global paint.
How?
For the ceiling, for us we use Global Mat. And for the inside walls, we use Global Silk Vinyl.
Okay, tell me about the outside walls.
Outside we use Global Weather Coat Emulsion so that the walls don't peel.
I'm really impressed. The precision you put while painting, I'm willing to pay any amount.
That is true, because here for us quality is paramount and the place becomes humidity.
Global Paint, a reliable product.
Are you ready? The NCBA Auto Show 2026 is taking over Kololo Independence Grounds on July 17th, 18th, and 19th, starting 9 a.m. Experience luxury dream cars, vintage classics, thrilling stand shows, and unbeatable deals on vehicle financing and accessories. 3 days, non-stop car entertainment, one unforgettable experience. Tickets are just 20,000 shillings via Missouri Pay by dialing *212# or at the gate. Don't miss Uganda's ultimate automotive experience, the NCBA Auto Show 2026. Brought to you by NCBA Bank.
Go for it.
Malayuni Pride Bank. It is so easy. You just have to maintain a minimum monthly balance of 100K and we'll give you health insurance for free. The bigger the balance, the bigger the benefits. Visit a nearby branch or call 0800 333 999 to learn more.
Pride Bank. Your growth is our pride.
The FIFA World Cup 2026. Catch all 104 matches on 4 dedicated channels, live on SuperSport, only on DSTV.
They share an office. Some work in the day, some at night. What they have in common: focus, dedication. That's what makes them champions. They also share something else: the reward of being one. The official beer of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Not for persons under the age of 18. Drink responsibly.
For many Ugandans living with chronic lung disease, every breath is a war. It is a fight. Climbing stairs, walking to the market, or even playing with grandchildren becomes a daily challenge. But beyond medication, a life-changing intervention is helping patients breathe easier, regain their strength, and reclaim their independence. At the Lung Institute in Mulago, pulmonary rehabilitation is giving patients a second chance at life.
This is Sylvia Nalukwago. She was diagnosed with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, a progressive long-term lung disease that blocks airflow and makes breathing difficult. There was a time when even walking a few meters left her exhausted. Simple daily tasks like mopping, cooking became impossible, and life revolved around struggling for the next breath.
I couldn't do some home chores like fetching water, carrying a 10-liter jerry can. I could carry a 5-liter jerry can. I was always feeling heaviness in my chest. I was wheezing, especially at night. I could get those attacks.
Known for her beautiful singing in her church choir, Nalukwago had to give up her place in the choir as lung complications took a toll on her health.
As the situation went on deteriorating, I was feeling so weak. I couldn't sing some high notes. I couldn't sing some octaves, some curves while singing.
Nalukwago was referred to the Lung Institute in Mulago for pulmonary rehabilitation, a comprehensive program that combines supervised exercise, breathing techniques, education, and emotional support to help people living with chronic lung diseases improve their quality of life.
For such people, very large chunks of the lung will be destroyed. Because of that, they are going to struggle to do their activity. You know, when they walk up a hill, they really feel very breathless. Now they start to enter into what we call a vicious cycle of decline. And because we're now going to avoid more exercises, you enter that. So the more you avoid exercises, the more you lose muscles. The more you lose muscles, the more exercise becomes difficult. So the more exercise becomes difficult, the more you avoid exercises. And before long, even moving very short distances becomes very difficult. What we need to do is to enter into that vicious cycle of decline, arrest it, and then start to reverse it.
Every session is carefully guided by physiotherapists who tailor exercise to each patient's condition, helping them gradually build strength, confidence, and endurance.
Self-management, that's what we emphasize. But before the patient manages him or herself, it is necessary to undergo training, structured training of what he or she is supposed to do in the form of exercises.
Weeks later, the transformation is remarkable. Patients who once struggled to leave their homes are walking longer distances, carrying out daily activities, and reconnecting with their families and communities.
The more we build those muscles, the more it becomes a bit easier, for those muscles now to participate in those exercises.
While the Lung Institute sees more than 1,000 patients a year, many patients that have suffered from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and tuberculosis are left with lasting lung damage. Experts say pulmonary rehabilitation can help restore breathing and improve quality of life. They, however, warn patients against seeking similar services at commercial gyms, as the treatment requires specialized medical supervision and is currently offered at the Lung Institute.
So those who think that they will have this program of exercises into commercial gyms, I caution them never to risk.
As Uganda continues to battle the long-term effects of chronic lung diseases, experts say recovery should not end when medication stops.
I can definitely tell you, thank you, Zahara Namuri. I do miss your voice reporting big stories within the health sector. She is one of those who have walked this building and worked on many stories in this building that came back in this very special week. Bravo there. Now, district leaders in Tororo are calling on Parliament to amend the law governing unspent government funds, arguing that its strict provisions are frustrating service delivery and delaying critical government projects. Their appeal does follow the district's return of more than 6.2 billion shillings to the consolidated fund at the close of the 2025-2026 financial year after failing to utilize the money within the legally prescribed time frame. The leaders say the current law denies local governments a second chance to implement projects delayed by circumstances beyond their control, ultimately affecting the essential services in sectors such as education and health.
In the just concluded 2025-2026 financial year, Tororo District returned more than 6.2 billion shillings to the Consolidated Fund after failing to utilize the money within the time frame stipulated by law. The unspent funds were largely earmarked for wages in the education and health sectors, as well as the construction and renovation of classroom blocks in selected primary schools. For instance, more than 1.3 billion shillings had been allocated for the recruitment of teachers for the 2 seed secondary schools in Mwelo and Pajwenda. However, the recruitment was not carried out in time, forcing the district to return the funds to the treasury.
We don't have control over the recruitment of secondary school teachers and then the tertiary institutions. That one is the mandate of the Ministry of Education and Sports and the Education Service Commission.
Similarly, hundreds of millions of shillings allocated to pay more than 100 newly recruited primary school teachers were returned after many of them failed to access the government payroll before the close of the financial year. The teachers had recruited to help reduce the high pupil-to-teacher ratio, which currently stands at 1 teacher for every 150 pupils.
We have recruited over 100 teachers, which would absorb the money for primary. I think the recruitment started late, but we concluded in June. Some access the payroll, some have not access.
Still in the education sector, about 100 million shillings allocated for the renovation of classroom blocks in selected primary schools was returned after contractors failed to complete the works within the contractual timelines.
The contractors did not perform to the expectation, so there was no option, because you can't pay for works not done.
In the health and agriculture sectors, more than 1 billion shillings was returned after the district failed to recruit a district health officer and a district veterinary officer. Despite advertising the position several times, the district was unable to attract qualified candidates, leaving the wage allocation unutilized.
We have advertised twice. We have failed to get one.
Funds meant for development projects, district authorities say they will blacklist contractors who fail to complete works within the agreed timelines, insisting the delays will no longer be tolerated.
Doing the evaluation. So we want to handle the processes early, so that if a contractor fails to perform, we terminate and then we get another one.
This is not the first time Tororo District has returned billions of shillings to the National Treasury. Since such funds are not automatically re-voted to the district, several planned projects have stalled, creating funding gaps and affecting service delivery. District leaders are now calling on Parliament to review the laws governing the utilization of government funds to allow local governments more flexibility in implementing projects when delays are beyond their control.
Because money that has already come to the district to do district work, I feel even if the financial has ended, should not be returned to Kampala. And the MPs have to amend that law. It's money for local government. You again don't return it to Treasury.
Social Spotlight is that space where we look off the social media accounts of leaders here in the region, on the continent, or on the globe. So, off we go. Who is there? President Yoweri Museveni. This afternoon, I presided over the graduation of 21 officers who completed the National Security and Strategic Studies course at the National Defense College in Buikwe District. I congratulate them and urge them to provide strategic leadership in safeguarding our country's security and development. In building a strong center of gravity for Africa, we must strengthen our defense capabilities on land, in air, at sea, and in space. At the same time, we must prioritize wealth creation because prosperity is the foundation of security. I wish them good luck. Signed and sealed, Fountain of Honor President Yoweri Kaguta Tibuhaura Museveni, right about there. I'm also taking you off into a break. I intend to come back. I am going nowhere.
Carrying cash
can be stressful. The I&M Bank multi-currency prepaid card makes paying smart and simple. Load and spend confidently in 9 currencies: Ugandan shilling, Kenyan shilling, Tanzanian shilling, Rwandan franc, Indian rupees, United States dollar, British pound, euro, and South African rand. Enjoy safe, simple payments wherever you go. The I&M Bank multi-currency prepaid card is open to everyone, whether you have an I&M Bank account or not. Get yours today and pay confidently worldwide in 9 currencies.
I&M Bank Uganda Limited is regulated by Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund up to 10 million shillings. Terms and conditions apply.
I&M Bank, on your side.
Life unfolds in chapters. Through many of these chapters, Jubilee has been present. But life does not happen in separate chapters, and protection should not be separate either. 2 journeys have become one. Jubilee Life and Jubilee Health are now one. Here for every chapter, together for better. Jubilee Life Insurance Company of Uganda is regulated by the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda.
Uganda, are you ready for the biggest honey show in Africa? This August, Tornado welcomes the world to the 4th Africa Apimondia Symposium and Exhibition featuring honey show, apiculture, learning sessions, and business networking opportunities under the theme Beekeeping for Business and Livelihoods. Come join apiculture leaders, researchers, processors, investors, and food systems practitioners from across Africa and beyond. Come and be part of this historic gathering from the 25th to the 28th of August 2026 at Hotel Africana, Kampala. The 4th Africa Apimondia Symposium and Honey Show is organized by Tornado in partnership with Come, Network, Learn, Grow.
In the heart of comfort and class, where every arrival feels like a welcome home. Experience spaces designed for rest, where elegance meets relaxation in every detail. Stay energized, stay inspired with wellness tailored to your lifestyle. For business that matters, find spaces built for productivity, connection, and success. Indulge in flavors that bring people together, from casual moments to refined dining. Celebrate life's milestone in spaces designed to make every moment unforgettable. Sorova Putiko Hotel, where business meets comfort and every stay becomes an experience.
Yeto inagafumba.
You got Glovo.
Oinachewetaga mukatale tofayo.
You got Glovo.
You can order what you want. You can get what you need.
You got Glovo.
You got it all. Order a Glovo and receive it in minutes.
MTN voice bundle. Yeah. Load. Hey. Hello, Mama. Hey, it is me, your son, Opio. Hey, now, Mama, listen to me. MTN has the offer. Yes, it has the offer. You load from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Now, they have free MTN to MTN minutes. And those minutes are there all day. So you load, you'll thank me later. Hey, Mama.
Load an MTN voice bundle between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. and get 3 free MTN to MTN minutes valid all day. Dial *100 *21# and get your free minutes bully daily. Free your fire with free minutes from MTN. Together, our connection is unstoppable. MTN.
Government, through the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, has launched a singing competition to popularize the Ugandan national anthem and the East African Community Anthem in a nationwide campaign dubbed Sauti ya Uganda. The competition will see several winners walk away with cash prizes.
While representing the Minister of ICT and National Guidance, Kasule Lumumba, the Executive Director of the Uganda Media Center, Alan Kasuja, revealed that the competition under the theme One Nation, One Voice is meant to promote patriotism and the lyrics of the anthem.
This song was composed by Mr. Kakoma in one day. And it is the one thing that has been consistent about this country over the last 64 years. And what we're saying to you now is, let us sing it. Every single person in this country should know the national anthem off head by heart, and we'd like you to interpret it in the manner you know best how.
Kasuja revealed that the national winner will walk away with 100 million shillings, while region winners will take home 20 million shillings each. A TikTok challenge that will see winners walk away with weekly 1 million shillings was also launched.
So we are inviting you to compete. If you're a poet, if you're a choir leader, if you're a musician, if you are the head of a band, whatever the case might be, whatever it is that you do, we are asking you to come on board and participate. We are going to go across this country to find the best singers of this national anthem and the East African anthem. We want you to be able to sing both of them. And for the best singer, we are going to give them 100 million shillings.
One of the ambassadors of the campaign, a veteran musician, Halima Namakula, hailed the development and shared that she hopes this can help young Ugandans to reignite their love for the Pearl of Africa.
I always wonder why most of the people, when they are singing the national anthem, they get with some parts and they hum. Or they sing one part, not two, not three. So this is the chance that we are going to hear everyone singing.
You definitely know where my singing voice is going to go. Now, the Minister of Works and Transport, Fred Byamukama, has directed Enago Project, the contractor undertaking the Mityana Mubende Road, to expedite construction works and repair damaged sections that have not yet been reconstructed. Minister Byamukama warns that the government will not tolerate further delays on the long overdue project.
A road, which stretches for 86 kilometers, was commissioned in 2021 and was initially scheduled for completion in 2024. However, the project has now extended into fifth year due to implementation challenges. Speaking during an inspection of the 86-kilometer road, Byamukama acknowledged that although construction had recently gained momentum, motorists and residents were still facing difficulties on sections yet to be worked on.
Almost going in 8 years, when there's nothing done, the business was lost. People's cars spoiled, accidents had increased. But now this, after a few weeks, I have to come back.
Byamukama says there is progress compared to his previous visit, but the contractor must also maintain the repair and sections that have not yet reached the construction stage.
The contract, we pay money for what we call forward maintenance. We pay money in the contract that where you have not reached for tarmac, you should maintain that place with good maram, cover the potholes, so that by the time you reach there, in 1 or 2 months or 1 year, people don't suffer, which these people are not doing. Forward maintenance, they are not doing it, we pay. So that money is just spoiled there, ends there.
The minister's latest inspection follows an ultimatum he issued to Enago Project on June 12th, giving the contractor 8 months to complete the project after years of delays. Byamukama emphasized that the Ministry of Works and Transport will no longer award contracts before securing the full roadways, saying unresolved right-of-way issues have significantly contributed to delays in implementing infrastructure projects.
The highly condemn corruption in construction of roads. Government has lost a lot of money in the name of corruption. And this one would not move, but we have tested it, we have seen. This road had stalled because of corruption. Corruption by our fellow Ugandans who are putting these people almost to a gunpoint. Give me some given percentage, and they pay.
Officials from the Enago project said significant progress has been made, noting that about 40 kilometers remain before the entire road is completed.
Our plan is to finish this project, and good and quality also.
I would request the ministry
to also allocate us some kilometers, around 6 or 8, such that we can also get them in form of corporate social responsibility. Because these heavy trucks carrying stones, they use the district roads. The roads are damaged, there's a lot of dust. We have a health center along that road.
Meanwhile, residents living along the highway say they are beginning to experience relief as construction progress in several sections, particularly around Katusi, Chakatebe and neighboring areas in Kasanda district. Government has so far released approximately 195 billion shillings for the project out of the estimated total cost of 395 billion shillings. According to the minister's directive, the road is expected to be completed between February and March 2027. Alex Mugasha, Catherine Namugerwa, NBS.
Centenary Bank Chaplaincy and the Banamasaka Group have celebrated 16 years of service by former Managing Director Fabian Kasi and welcomed new Managing Director Godfrey Biekwaso during a mass at Centenary Bank's Mapera House. The mass was led by the Bishop of Masaka Diocese, Severus Jumba, who urged Christians to avoid defamation. He also called on Centenary Bank and other well-wishers to support fundraising for the 100th anniversary of the late Bishop Chiwanuka, set for the 1st October 2026 in Masaka. In response to the call, Centenary Bank kicked off the drive with a contribution of over 30 million and hopes to raise so much more.
The Centenary Chaplain in Mapera House, former Centenary Bank Managing Director Fabian Kasi was recognized for 16 years of service. Kasi said his tenure transformed the bank, built public trust and positioned it as Uganda's leading bank with nearly 9 trillion in customer savings.
This is a bank that has grown its balance sheet to close to 9 trillion Uganda shillings over the last period that we've been supporting, leading the bank. And to us, that is a very big achievement and we are satisfied.
Kasi, however, revealed that the 16 years have had ups and downs.
Fraud, every time you deal with money, there will always be temptations for people from within and without to defraud the customers, to defraud the bank. And the focus has been on trying to educate our customers, first of all, how to safeguard their information, data, but also to invest in systems that are able to forestall, frauds, especially cyber.
Centenary Bank branches in Masaka, Chotera and Sembabule have pledged strong support toward the fundraising. The Managing Director, Godfrey Biekwaso, says the bank is proud to serve Ugandans and has contributed over 30 million shillings toward the event.
We shall be there and we invite all of those who love Masaka, who love Uganda, who love education, who love the women, because Bishop Chiwanuka emphasized and the women development. To invite them to join the Banamasaka at the Sheraton on the 1st of October.
The Bishop of Masaka Diocese, Severus Jumba, asked the masses to be vigilant and refrain from defamation.
And I don't want you to feel shy about it, Banabudu. You grow it. And it's also good for other people to grow their own. So that when we are doing church work or social work or development work, whatever we are doing, we can have a group and a spirit and a spirit to fall back on.
You need a bigger space to grow your business. You need to be ready for any season.
You need faster checkouts for these busy days.
In business, you need advice, solutions, and sector expertise when it matters. Your new office space looks great. What's next? We get it. Absa Business Banking.
Why pay for someone else's repairs? Say goodbye to hidden costs and hello to peace of mind of a brand new start. Discover the Suzuki range of unmatched, fuel-efficient and reliable options. From the iconic Jimny to the new Across Hybrid. Find the perfect blend of style and world-class efficiency. Upgrade today and enjoy 1 year of free fuel and comprehensive insurance, plus 2 years of free service and a 3-year warranty. Trade in your current car or choose financing to start driving as you pay installments. Don't wait. Visit the Suzuki showroom today or call 0800 211 033 to get started.
Experience the ultimate in bathing luxury with Lanzo Luxury Bathing Soap. Choose from a variety of refreshing types, including menthol, antibacterial, ice cool, blueberry, coconut, and raspberry. Each one promises an upper-world, refreshing feel that redefines your experience with bathing. Lanzo Luxury Bathing Soap, the ultimate refreshing feel. Distributed by Chopper General Enterprises, located at shop number 3, Rafik Building, Chikuba, Kampala. You can find Lanzo Luxury Bathing Soap in shops and supermarkets nearby.
When Total Energies Marketing Uganda looked for a home to anchor its next major investment in clean cooking energy, Kawalega Industrial Park offered something few sites in the region can. Proximity to Uganda's petroleum corridor, government-backed land governance, and a pipeline of complementary energy investors already taking root on the same 15 acres it would come to occupy. Here, Total Energies is establishing LPG storage and distribution facilities together with the administrative offices to run them. A $6.7 million investment covering more than 15 acres. It's a project built for one purpose: getting clean, bottled cooking gas to more Ugandan households and doing it from a facility close enough to the country's refined fuels infrastructure to move product efficiently and reliably. The investment will create 50 jobs and every one of them will go to a Ugandan. For a project of this scale, that's a deliberate signal. This is Ugandan capacity being built, not just Ugandan land being occupied. As Uganda pushes to shift millions of households away from charcoal and firewood toward cleaner cooking fuel, Total Energies' investment at Kabalega positions the company at the center of that transition. With the storage and distribution backbone to support it, and a message implicit in the scale of this commitment to every investor still weighing Uganda's industrial parks, the pipeline works, the land is ready, and the energy transition has a home.
The Ministry of Finance, yes, has released 23.03 trillion for the first quarter expenditure limits for the 2026-2027 financial year, representing 27% of the approved national budget. The first quarter expenditure limits were announced by the Permanent Secretary and Secretary to the Treasury, Dr. Ramadan Gobi, who said that the releases are fully aligned with the government's tenfold growth strategy. Thank you.
Business Pulse, brought to you by
Uganda enters the 2026-2027 financial year on the back of strengthening macroeconomic fundamentals, providing the government with a favorable environment to advance its growth agenda. Real GDP expanded by 6.4%, supported by strong aggregate demand, while economic growth is projected to accelerate to 10.2% in the financial 2026-2027, driven by the commencement of first oil production and sustained investment in the ATMs. Inflation also remained subdued at 3.7% in July 2026, while the Uganda shilling appreciated by 1.9% against the US dollar between May and June 2026. supported by stronger export receipts, increased remittance inflows, higher foreign exchange earnings, and continued offshore investment. According to the Treasury, 23.03 trillion shillings for Q1 will be spent as follows: 10.83 trillion shillings for debt and treasury operations, 2.46 trillion shillings to cater for wages and salaries across government, 566.4 billion shillings for pension and gratuity, 355.27 billion for parliament, 51.12 billion for judiciary, and 15.20 billion for Office of the Auditor General.
But also the enablers of the 10-fold growth strategy. That's the first objective, to finance our growth drivers effectively, but also their enablers, so that we can achieve our 10-fold growth strategy. Secondly, we also want to preserve fiscal and debt sustainability through disciplined expenditure management.
On budget execution, the government is implementing fiscal and macroeconomic reforms to strengthen execution discipline, accountability, efficiency, and integrity of the budget.
A detailed budget execution circular for the rest of the financial year has also been issued by the PSST to all accounting officers. Similar document will also be shared with you. But allow me to highlight what this circular contains. One, it's the policy and administrative guidelines for effective implementation of the budget. But two, we highlight key policy reforms which are aimed at enhancing institutional effectiveness in budget execution and hence improved service delivery.
Government is implementing fiscal and macroeconomic reforms, as the DB told you, intended to strengthen execution discipline of our budget, accountability, efficiency, and integrity of the national budget. These reforms target waste, corrupt budget practices, delays, and inefficiency. Detailed policy and administrative guidelines have been communicated to all accounting officers through the budget execution circular issued today. The following are the key reforms.
No budget, no commitment. Supplementary budget are exceptional. Zero tolerance for areas. No wage provision. No recruitment. The government also launched the Open Budget Survey Results 2025, with results showing Uganda scored 53% in transparency, 28% in public participation, and 68% in oversight.
Colleagues, the money has come. Now, low productivity, poor record keeping, and limited business skills continue to affect farmers' earnings, despite agriculture being a key driver of Uganda's economy. But in an effort to address these challenges, Pearl Bank has earmarked on a training, and this is an initiative aimed at equipping farmers with modern farming and business management skills aimed at improving productivity and profitability.
While agriculture remains a key contributor to Uganda's economy and a major source of employment, many farmers lack business management skills, which is affecting productivity and growth. To address this, the Pearl Bank's regional head for Greater Kampala, Martin Luchamuzi, says the bank has conducted a 3-day capacity building program for 32 farmers and livestock keepers, equipping them with modern farming, agribusiness management, and record-keeping skills to improve profitability and strengthen the agriculture sector.
And you can't talk about fostering prosperity when you don't talk about agriculture. We have put together our agribusiness SMEs in one place, and we have equipped them with the skills on how to better manage their businesses.
He says the first phase targeted commercial crop and livestock farmers, but similar training programs will gradually be extended to more farmers across the country.
Because we believe if our agri-SMEs are efficient, they will improve on product. They will improve, they will grow in revenue, and the whole economy will be able to grow and achieve the target of growing to the 500 billion economy as per the government ATMs.
One of the beneficiaries, Pade Muramira, from Churhura district says the training has changed the way he manages his farm, particularly by helping him understand the importance of proper record keeping and treating farming as a business.
Some of us were doing business as by the way, but this time round we realized and pledged that we are going to do business as business.
John Tukahirwa from Ronald's Africa in Uganda, one of the partners supporting the initiative, says empowering farmers with modern production and business skills will improve the quality of Ugandan agricultural products and enhance their competitiveness on international markets.
Our origin as Africans and mainly East Africans, we just do business because it is something we've inherited from our families, and that experience from our fathers, mothers, we barely look at the professionalism of it that comes with it. So we want to make these farmers very professional in terms of what they are producing.